Hey guys, welcome back. Haley here. So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys, wait, what's that? There's an elephant in this room. Okay, that is so cringe. Good to know that I can still be like adequately cringe on camera. But yeah, real quick, to address the big fat elephant in the room, I've like not uploaded in I think like 4 or 5 months. But here I am making a video again. There's not really one big reason why I've been absent. Just life gets busy, work was really busy, and honestly, the longer I had the camera equipment stashed away, the harder it was to bring myself to set everything up and to film again. And I really took a step back and focused on some other parts of my life. Work's been kind of poopy, but yeah, working. I play volleyball. I play volleyball like twice a week now. That's been really awesome. Yeah, just some other stuff. But I did really miss filming, and I really miss getting to show you guys some of the figures and merch that I've picked up. So I'm very happy to be back, to be filming again. And I'm not too sure if I'm gonna stick to any sort of schedule, probably keep it ad hoc whenever I feel like it. But yeah, so with that, in today's video, I'm very excited because what I wanted to do is show you guys some of the anime figures that when I received, my head didn't go, oh, better wait to unbox this on camera, but instead I thought, I'm just gonna open this right now because I can't wait. So these are like the cream of the crop, the cherry on the pie, the cherry on the cake. I guess just the cherry on top, I don't know. But yeah, essentially these are the figures that I've been most excited about that I've kind of received in the last 6 months or so. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, I want to show you this beautiful figure. This is a original figure called Hatsuaki. It is a 1/7 figure by Wings Inc. She retailed for 15,000 yen and she released back in March. So this figure is based off of an illustration by Swav. Swav does some of the coolest art ever. I love this like samurai tech-weary mashup. It's just so beautiful. And so this is manufactured by Wings Inc. I have a couple of Wings Inc. figures and I kind of like them, but I don't love them because for both of them, while they look really good from afar, I really had a lot of nitpicks about the details up close. And when you see the design of this figure, like you really want them to nail the details, and I'm happy to report she's pretty good. Yes, this figure is amazing. She's so attention grabbing. I'm in love with the color scheme. The grays, blacks, reds, and golds look amazing. The sculpting is so nice. And while some of the details are not as crisp as I would like them to be, they're still really good. The paint job is really nice. I think they've been really smart and tactical about where they can cut corners, what they should keep a solid color, and what they should actually go in and shade. The base is relatively simple and unoffensive. I do like the smaller size. There's a figure later in the video that has a base that I think is too big for its own good. So I really love her so much. I looked on my figure collection and there's 2 more designs that are coming up from this series. I love the design of the girl with the dragon tail so much. My big problem here is I already have a decent amount of the A to Z collection, and this swav collection feels kind of similar, and I don't feel like I have the space to have both. So I'm just trying to decide, like, what am I gonna do? Do I have too many tech-weary anime girls in cool clothes figures? Like, how many is too many? So what a coincidence, we did mention the A to Z line, and our next figure is actually from that line. It's A to Z D? D? Yes, D for Dragoon. So this was actually one of the figures that I put in my top 9 most anticipated figures for 2023 list. Just as a side note, I think it's so interesting to look back at what I picked and see how different my opinions are now. Probably everyone feels this as a figure collector, but like you pre-order something and then like 9 months to a year passes and then you're like, why did I do that? My tastes have completely changed. So it's always a big risk. But luckily, my opinion on this figure has not changed. I was still really excited about her when I got her. This is the A to Z D figure manufactured by Myethos. She actually released super late last year, but she got bumped around my Army shipping list for a while, so I didn't really get her till this year. And as soon as I got her, I opened her up. So she is a part of the A to Z line, which is a line of figures based off of the Neko illustrations of the same name. They're all super cool designs, and she only retailed for like 13,000 yen, which I think is such a steal for such a beautiful figure. So I'm gonna say I think she is my favorite figure from the line that I own now. Her design is so cool. I love her big flowing jacket and the way that she's posed with her weapon. You can actually display her weapon in 2 different ways. I prefer the like dual wield. I think it makes the figure more striking to look at. The details on this figure are stunning, although maybe just me, but I feel like they were slightly better in some of the previous figures. I can see various places like the front of her skirt or the back of the jacket where I just don't feel like they put in as much effort as they used to. Then again, I don't feel like I can blame them too much. It is a 13,000 yen figure. Yeah, I really love her. I think she is so cool and I aspire to be more like her in my everyday day-to-day life. This kind of bad bitch energy. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but it's like her base that I think is too big. Just completely forgot. So in my absence from the figure collecting world, I did notice that the A to Z E went up for pre-order, but she's like 16,500 yen, which is a bit more expensive than the rest of them. I do really like the classic cute small girl wielding a big off weapon, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick her out. Also, the A to Z C has come and gone. I think she's a bit of a flop because she is on sale on Army and I didn't personally get her. So I'm trying to not make this video just like, oh, Myethos is such a good manufacturer video, but the other 2 figures I opened are also from Myethos, and so while we're on the topic, I did wanted to quickly gush about 2 Myethos pre-orders that I have made. So the first one is, can we talk about how average the Chainsaw Man figures have been? Like, is it just me? I don't know. But when I saw this Myethos Arcane figure, sold. Credit card on the table, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, done, deal done. It looks amazing. But yeah, I have been a little underwhelmed with some of the E-Stream and Kotobukiya ones. I just really want a good power one. Is that how much to ask for? And the second Myethos figures I pre-ordered is the Time Compass 1/7 figure for 20,000 yen. She is still available for pre-order and she looks absolutely amazing. So do yourself a favor and go get her if you were on the fence. I just like bankrupted, 10 people there. I just really adore this line that Myethos does where they base figures off of like real historical artifacts. And this one is based off of the equinoctial dial. I've definitely said that wrong. Equinoctial dial. Actually, it's supposed to be
equinoctial dial.
But yes, she looks phenomenal. I'm very excited for both of those pre-orders. And that actually moves us very nicely to our next historical artifact, which is gonna be kind of hard to get into the room because it's actually a cave painting in China. If you're in the know, then you know I'm referring to the beautiful Jataka of the Deer King figure by Myethos. So this figure retailed for 19,000 yen, so she's not cheap, and she came out back in January. So like I said, she's a part of that whole like historic artifacts line. So she is based off of a Jataka of the Deer King cave drawing, which is found in the Megao caves in Donghuang. So I tried to look up some more details about this Jataka Deer King, and it's so funny because when I looked it up, the first thing that comes up is the Arknight's character, who is gorgeous and looks beautiful, but it's just like so funny how prevalent, you know, anime and game culture is that comes up before the actual cave painting story. But I did find the actual story, and it's basically this. To super summarize the story, there is a trader that is walking somewhere, drowns in a lake. This 9-colored deer god comes and saves him, says in exchange, can you just like not tell anyone like where I live? And the guy's like, yeah, sure. Then he goes to the king's palace. The king's like, oh, you know where the deer is. I want new clothes, let's go kill it. He gives into the greed, tells the king where the deer was. On his way back, he falls back into the lake that he drowned in, but this time the deer god like doesn't save him, because it's kind of fair. So, you know, take from that what you will. Let's actually talk about the figure. Oh, the figure itself is so phenomenally beautiful. I love this figure so much, and honestly, I don't think I have really anything bad to say about it. I love the concept. I love how it pays homage to the cave painting by actually painting it onto her cloak. I love the base and how it looks like rock and paint swirls mixed together. And I love these delightful little paint fountains. They really nailed the deer god aesthetic with these giant and dramatic horns. And I like how ghostly they made her face actually. She kind of looks more like a spirit. I think that the sculpting and paint job on this is also top notch. The only possible bad thing I can say about it is that she is quite tiny. She's supposed to be a 1/7, but she's quite small for a 1/7. But yeah, I love it so much. If I was to do an updated 2023 top 10 figures, like she would definitely break top 5. I say definitely, but my face is like telling a different story. So next up, like I said, we have another Myethos figure. So I wonder if you can tell who has 2 giant blue pigtails. That's right, it's Jinx. So this is the 1/7 Jinx by Myethos. Just let you soak her in for a minute. So Jinx here was 19,000 yen, and she actually released at the end of last year. So I don't actually actively play League of Legends because I like to enjoy life. I'm kidding. I actually mainly played Dota, but like, have you guys seen the Dota figures? I'm kidding. I mean, I mainly bought this figure because I watched Arcane. That's a good show. And also this figure is just crazy cool and crazy nice. I was actually kind of curious about the whole League of Legends figure market. I know that there's a few cool KDA ones by Apex, but all of the other ones either like look crazy expensive or just look kind of bad. So the Jinx feels like this perfectly priced, beautifully amazing option that Myethos has put out. I don't know, it's just really cool. So the figure itself, we have to talk about the lights. So it looks so cool, her base lights up, and this is by far my favorite use of lights in any anime figure ever. It looks so perfect, and it's just actually so complimentary. This figure looks like it should be $300 to $400 given how dynamic her pose is. It's such an ambitious figure, but Myethos really do pull it off. The sculpting and the details are amazing. Her colors are so striking, and the other nice thing about this figure is that it's big. Yeah, I think this figure is amazing. It is very cool. I also love that it says Jinx down the bottom here. Like, that's just such a nice touch. I was curious to see if they were doing any other League of Legends figures. So Myethos are also doing a Sona, which I don't actually think looks that good, but let me know what you think. Maybe I've just got a hot take there. All right, let's see, what else did I open? I also opened a ton of these Hello Good Smile figures here. they're actually kind of cool. I kind of like them. They remind me of like designer figures, like designer toys. I don't know, I think they're kind of nice. But I feel like every bone in me is saying like, no, it's just a Funko Pop, but looks different. Like you. Oh, this also arrived recently, which I'll open up. Breaking the rules of the video. Ah, here she is. She looks really cute. So these are look-up figures by MegaHouse, I think, and I usually don't buy a lot of them. I haven't bought any since the Jujutsu Kaisen ones, but I just really like the Power one. I thought her eyes looks really pretty. I also like these because they're perfect, like bottom shelf material. Yeah, these guys thrive on the bottom shelf. They just crane their necks and they love it. I also bought this Pachita plushie from Chainsaw Man, which reminds me of the saddest story I'm gonna tell in like 15 words, which is I put a Hinata keychain on my volleyball bag and it fell off and I lost it the first day I left the house with it. I feel like I tell normal people in my life that and they're like, oh, okay, it's a keychain. I feel like this community will get it. Like that was heartbreaking. Last time I ever wear a keychain out the house. Sorry, okay, anyway. I haven't been buying too many art books, but I did pick up the Illustration 2023, welcome to 2023 guys, art book, and it's really nice. If you like art books with a ton of range from different artists across Japan and across the world too, I think, yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up. So I said in this video that I wanted to show you guys the figures that I had already opened, but I'm proposing we throw in a cheeky unboxing because this came last week and I haven't opened it, but I'm itching to. And that is Hatsune Miku with what? With Solwa. I don't know what this means, guys. What does with Solwa mean? Like, are all my other Mikus without Solwa? I don't know. But I'm very excited to open her up, so I want to do it right now. All right, I just looked up what Solwa means, and now I feel so dumb because Solwa is the name of a clothing brand. And so some of the clothes that she's wearing in here, you can actually purchase. So that's kind of cool. Personally, I would have gone for Miku in Solwa, like she's wearing them, but I guess it's fine. Okay, this is a pretty extravagant box. This here is quite cute. She comes out like this. A good 2/3 of the box is just for her twin tails. All right, the base is a holographic mirror base. I actually really like it, and I'm surprised that we haven't had a holographic base up until now. Like, at least in my collection, given how prevalent holographic was in society like 4 years ago. All right, here she is, all tricked out. I can't stop thinking about that because I did see Gwen's video where she's like, oh, Miku with the drip. And like, yeah, she's fully dripped out. But yeah, here she is. I think she looks super cool. The sculpting is really nice for the body and the clothes. I am noticing some really nasty seam lines in the hair, like proper gross. But the outfit details are really nice. The outfit details are stunning. I really like the translucent jacket, and the translucent pieces on the shorts are super cool. I do have to say I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Not that she's not amazing, but I think my expectations were a little bit too high. And I'm looking at the product photo now, and I think what it is that the hair in the product photos have such like different depth and dynamics in it. Like there's light blues, dark blues, some of it almost looks translucent. But when you see the figure in real life, it looks very one note, and there is a bit of shading, but it's very minimal, and I think they could have done more just to make the hair pop. Also, the seam lines in the hair are pretty gross. I think the rest of her looks really, really nice though. So she retailed for 21,000 yen, which I think compared to some of the other figures we've looked at today, runs pretty expensive for what we're getting. I think that we could definitely get better bang with our buck here. but I do really like her. I like Miku figures and I really like streetwear figures, so I'm happy that I got her and she's staying in the collection. Get yourself some Solwa, guys. Also quickly, I wanted to show off a few enamel pins that I picked up. The first set are from Leaphere. There's these super cool video game and like lunary inspired video game consoles. They do pretty much every console. I just picked up a DS Game Boy and a little arcade cab. And then I couldn't resist these adorable cat pins by Trixieland. I picked up the Witchy Kitty Trio and I picked up the 9 to 5 Work Kitty set, which is too relevant for me recently. But yeah, that is everything I wanted to show you guys in the video. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you guys have a good week and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.